Hello, everybody. Welcome. Today we're going to go over selective perception and our photography assignment. Let's get started. Okay, so I am in our PowerPoint, and this is connected to looking and seeing. We are going to see a lot of artists that will be really seeing work. And the way that they see is going to give us a new way of how we're going to engage with the world around us. So let's look at these two aspects. We have looking. Looking is basically a goal-oriented way of how we see the world or how we interact with the world. It's very mechanical. Let's think about the aspect of a morning routine. We have a specific schedule, a specific task. We do these exercises, or again, the idea of a routine that we may not really be looking at the moment, really kind of investing or stopping to take in what is happening. For example, we might use an alarm clock or our cell phones. We turn that off, and then eventually we may brush our teeth and so forth. We might open a door and continue on to go outside, maybe go on a vehicle, drive to a space. And the idea behind that is normal. We typically go to our immediate tasks. However, if I were to tell you, let's all go ahead and draw our toothbrush right now, do you really know your toothbrush well enough to actually render it? Do you know the shape? Do you know the design? Do you know the colors? Do you know the form? Do you know the bristles? Is it electric? Is it non-electric? There's so many aspects to this that, to be honest, I don't think I'd be able to draw my toothbrush, let alone even draw my doorway, the door that I open to go out, even though I use that doorknob maybe on a daily basis, many times a day, toothbrush and so forth. But I don't really stop to really see it, to experience it. So now the idea behind seeing is where you focus and you pause and take a moment. So as it says here, the idea of memories, imagination, feeling more attached to a moment or situation, and really just, again, pausing. We are going to see and really look and reflect on this artist right now. So Ernest Hawes is this artist. This is called Peeling Paint on Iron Bench. Again, it's really interesting when the artist titles it of what we see visually. So this would be open composition, first of all, because it's cropped out. So it's more of a close-up view. We don't see the entire bench. We only see a portion of this bench. And this was done back in the 80s. So what we're looking at right now is basically 3 different horizontal planes, right? And we see colors. We see red and black. And they're very irregular in form, so very organic. You can tell, as we might be familiar with paint, when it does peel, it kind of has its own way of shape and form. It's not in a perfect structure of maybe geometric form. And then we also have some organic matter that has actually attached itself to the surface of this bench, which are leaves. And we can tell the leaves are perhaps a little bit wilted, dead in color, so maybe it gives us a sense of the season. And we get to just maybe take this in and enjoy the abstraction of this particular piece. Now, Ernest Hawes was going about his day, like all of us do, and he stopped and paused and seen this bench and decided to run back and grab his camera. This is the 80s, right? So we don't have our cell phones like we do today. Got his camera, took a close-up view, and today we're still studying it in 2020 in our textbooks. Pretty fascinating, right? So it allows us, again, to pause and look at something that we may see on a daily basis in a new way, in a creative way. So the definition of selective perception It's basically filtering information to allow us to focus on an immediate task right in front of us at our hands. So like I mentioned before, we are goal-oriented. We have a structure, a routine that we may not stop and again reflect and pause and really take something in. So the key to looking at art is to become aware of the process of looking. Now we'll be looking at a lot of pieces and discussing it, so we'll spend a couple of minutes or time just invested in understanding the form, the shape, the design, the content, what's the work about, and so forth. But also I want you as an individual to stop our busy days, our busy lives, and create something. Take a photograph. So our selective perception photograph assignment is going to be to stop and pause and really be aware of your surroundings, whether you're indoor or you're outdoor, you're home, you're at work, wherever you're at, and take a picture. You can take a close-up, you can take an overview of a whole landscape or environmental scene. You can tilt your camera, you can stand up on something so then you have a different perspective. You can lay on the ground and photograph, you can maneuver any way you want. And also, you have any open content that you want to share. So your theme, it could be any theme that you want to portray or show to us. So what you will need is a camera for this, and you can use your smartphone if you do have camera capabilities. You can also use another camera, a regular camera if wanting to. If you do not have access to a camera, let me know and I can have alternative ways for you to achieve this assignment. But I really want you to think about taking this picture and what do you want us to see and perceive. So let's think about walking outside and we might see a crack in the ground. We probably ignore that. But what if you were to stop and take a picture of that crack? And maybe there's debris or an old gum piece that's stuck in that has a shoe print on it, and so forth, and stuff that might look kind of like not art. But then what is art, right? And that's what we'll be discussing a lot in this course: selective perception and disinterested contemplation and aesthetics. So enjoy this assignment. Let me know if you have any questions. You will be uploading this through Canvas, and I thoroughly look forward to seeing everybody's piece. We will be sharing this in a critique Zoom. Thank you so much, you guys.